information architecture. It's how you structure your data on your website or your app, whatever, how you structure your information so that it is easily accessible, how you are nesting it, where you are putting it, how people can access it, how you are architecting your information. And information architecture is a big topic in search engine optimization. You want your pages to be linked to from your homepage very clearly. Your pages, your articles, your resources, whatever it is. You want to have as few clicks as you can to get from the homepage to a page on your site. You want things to be clear and to have good labeling for search engines. You want all of your pages to be linked to, so you don't have orphan pages. Orphan pages are pages that are not linked to from anywhere. If you have an orphan page, Google says, okay, well, this page must not be valuable. We're going to ignore it, because if it was a valuable page, then the webmaster would have linked to it. That's what an orphan page is. You want your URL to be very clear, edwardsturm.com/software/ the software use case, or edwardsturm.com/newsletter. If I decide to go after more newsletter keywords, because right now I'm ranking #1 for growth hacking newsletter. If I decide to go after more newsletter keywords, I might do edwardsturm.com/newsletter/SEO. And then I would have a landing page for an SEO newsletter. And that's information architecture. It's very clear the subfolders that are leading to pages and articles and resources on a website. And a listener of the podcast, shout out, I can't pronounce your name, Waif Akenton. I'm doing my best, but shout out to you for sending me this just now, actually, and giving me a great topic for this episode. On yesterday's episode, I talked about this website, ContactOut.com. ContactOut.com is making a lot of money. I think they said 8 figures ARR, and they are ranking for 223,000 keywords. ContactOut, it's like Lucia.com or Rocket Reach, and they give you people's emails and phone numbers, ways to contact people. They have lots of other features built in. They have a pricing page, but they also give a good amount away for free. But it's a prospecting tool. You want to find somebody's email, phone number, about whatever it is, you can do it with ContactOut. And I was just very surprised that they are ranking for 223,000 keywords. And I found that they're using their data to create all of these pages about individual contact details for specific people. So for example, they rank #1 for email Oprah, or they rank #1, I think, for Logan Paul phone number. And it's just a huge variety of famous name plus phone number, or famous name plus email. And they rank #1 for lots of these. And then they have all this extra information on the pages so that they're not thin pages. Google really doesn't like thin pages. So you add a bunch of extra information. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be a few hundred words. Sometimes thin pages are fine. I've also seen pages that have 200 words on them rank #1. It depends on the intent and the competition. Actually, what ContactOut does really well is it goes after lots of overlooked keywords. But this is what I want to talk about on today's episode. It's their information architecture. And so Waif, a listener of the podcast, sent me this, and it's what they're doing in their footer. The footer in search engine optimization is such a useful place because you can put in links to hub pages, and a hub page will then link to lots of other pages. So you can't figure out a way to link to one type of page on your site. Well, you can put it into a hub page and then put the link to the hub page in the footer. So then you're just 2 clicks away from any page on your site. It's a very common tactic. And ContactOut, it has so many pages for different people's contact information. And they have their footer segmented out into product, use cases, features, company, legal, resources, and then hidden below all of that in the footer. And this is what is so cool. Hidden below all of that in the footer is a drop-down menu. And if you just go to the website, it's already dropped down, but you can close it, you can collapse it, but it's already expanded when you go to the site. And it is a list of hundreds of hub pages for different people. So for example, you might see something that just says F56, and then it has another several hundred links on that page to just different people. Oh my gosh. And then I clicked one of them, and then it gives you even more. It gives you hundreds more links to different people. And that's how you get to the person. So I guess people are, let me count the clicks on this. So click 1 would be going to the first hub page. Click 2 would be going to the second hub page. And click 3 going to the actual page that you're trying to get to. I'm going to look at this in Screaming Frog. This is site crawling software. Screaming Frog will tell me the crawl depth from the hub page. I have to filter by HTML. All right, this is crazy. This is what they do. The less important people are 3 clicks away from the homepage. And then optimally, what you would do is you would have your hub page, you'd be 2 clicks away. So you would have the first click is on the hub page linked to from the footer. And then the second click is on the page that you want to get to, which is in the hub page. But because this website has so many pages, for a bunch of the people, it takes 3 clicks to get to. So if someone is not important or not well known, it's going to take 3 clicks to get to these people. But there are some people who are so famous that their contact information gets a lot more search traffic, someone like Logan Paul or Oprah. And so the closer, this is information architecture again, the closer your page or article is to your homepage, the more priority search engines will give it. The more that says to Google and other search engines, this page is important, we're going to direct more link juice to this page. We want you to prioritize the ranking of this page above other pages. And so for the super famous people who get a lot more search traffic with their contact information, again, like Oprah or Mark Levin or Will Smith, they literally have in this directory section in their footer, they have a page called Top 200 Famous People Directory. And then it's literally a list of 200 famous people. Henry Cavill, Mark Cuban, Boris Johnson. If you want Boris Johnson's contact information, it's here. By the way, a lot of these people, a lot of the contact information here is real. I have used directories like this to message on WhatsApp some of the most famous people in the world to try to sell them stuff. I don't do this anymore because I don't really need to. But in the past, I was shameless about doing it. And I would send people video messages. I would make it personal. You don't want to get one of these people's numbers and then send them spam. Like you want to take a real shot and be humble and not be hated. And then they're going to ask like, hey, how do you get my information? They're going to contact the site, make sure it gets taken down. But at least you will have gotten in the shot. Like it's hard to believe, but super famous people's contact information, email address and phone numbers just floating around out there. It's pretty easy to get. They have Dwayne Johnson, they have Doja Cat. But so these people, their contact information is getting searched a lot more. The search volumes are a lot higher on these people. And so they have a hub page literally for these people. That way they are less clicks away from the homepage, from the ContactOut homepage. That is so cool. You know, this site is really cute. When you hover over the logo in the header, they have an icon. It's like a frog. And the icon jumps up and down when you hover over it. I love these little touches in websites that show that the people who made the website really care. It just makes me happy. It makes me happy when I see a website where the person cares and they're also killing it with their SEO, because that's something that I do. It affirms my belief. Make websites that you are proud of, make products that you are proud of, make brands that you are proud of, and search engines will reward you. And I'm seeing that here. What they do is they make all these different hub pages, and again, there's hundreds of them. They make it really non-intrusive. So the color of the text is light gray, and it's not quite hidden in the background. Like it still stands out from the background, but it's not in your face either. It's not as in your face as the rest of the links in the footer. And the font is smaller. But it's still easy. But by having these here, spiders who land on the site are clicking on these pages and are able to get to all of the pages from the homepage. So cool. It's similar to a sitemap. Now, the person who messaged me said, I noticed that they don't have a sitemap. Actually, it's very common that websites that are really killing it with their SEO, a lot of people don't know this actually. Maybe I'll make a video about this today for mobile. But you might think that a site like this doesn't have a sitemap. I can promise you a site that is ranking for 223,000 keywords has a sitemap. What they are doing is they are calling their sitemap something else within the URL. You don't have to call your sitemap sitemap.xml. You don't have to call your sitemap sitemap_index.xml. You can literally call it a random string of characters. And I know several webmasters who do that for their sitemaps. So if you can't find a sitemap, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means that the webmaster, the people who made the site, are hiding it. And that is most likely what ContactOut is doing. They just have their sitemap named whatever they want. They submitted it to Google Search Console, and then it's still hidden from prying eyes like me. Anyway, I thought this was so cool. I wanted to share it. It's just one of those things that inspires me because I see a website that is killing it. I see that it's doing all these things well, and then I see that it's doing this unique thing that I haven't really seen a lot of, and it's getting great results. It's ranking for 223,000 keywords. They even have a cool page not found, 404 page. It's a sad frog meme, and it's animated. It's so cool. All right, I love this site. I love what it's doing with its SEO. Hope you find this cool like I do. And that is all for episode 484 of the Edward Shows, my daily digital marketing podcast. Information architecture on this one. If you like information architecture, I have a bunch of lessons in Compact Keywords about good, easy information architecture and exactly how to execute it. Me showing you with video how it is executed, not just me talking. CompactKeywords.com. That is all for this episode of the pod. Thank you so much if you were watching on YouTube. Thank you so much if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.